Hello, everyone, and welcome to PR Connections, the business edition, your solution for business success. My name is Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a media and marketing company. We strive to create massive growth in your business bottom line through mass media marketing. Classy Communications can bring greater recognition to your business or organization with public relations, marketing, publishing, broadcast opportunities, event planning, and more. For a free consultation, please call 702-845-6129 or visit classycommunications.net. PR Connections is a forum for business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and investors to showcase what they do. We share cutting-edge business concepts in public relations, marketing, political activism, investing, and personal development. Our business education series features successful local, national, and international entrepreneurs. Tune in and learn business from the best. This segment of the PR Connections radio show is brought to you by the Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group. The Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group builds relationships with business owners with the purpose of networking, sharing inspiration, motivation, and referral leads among its members. To learn more about its weekly connection meetings, visit businessconnectionsnv.com or call 702-839-8586. We are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the PR Connections radio show this week.
Woohoo!
Right. And I have SHERYL Green is in the studio. She is one of my partners in crime in broadcasting as well as at Classy Communications. How are you, SHERYL?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am awesome. We celebrated this at the College of Southern Nevada last time.
We did. I was very impressed by you doing an entire show on cell phones.
Yes. We experienced some technical difficulties during our anniversary broadcast last year, and thank God that for cell phones.
The mark of a true professional.
SHERYL Green is also involved in philanthropy very heavily. SHERYL, will you talk some about what you do with Hearts Alive Village?
Sure. I am the Director of Communications and Cuddling, because somebody has to do it, for Hearts Alive Village. We're an animal rescue that focuses on keeping pets in their original homes whenever possible. We also have a variety of owner support programs and some wonderful adopters who we're going to be talking to in a few minutes, so I'm excited about that. But it's just really a great organization. We just opened our first adoption center last June. And it's been great. We're up to 187 animals saved, and that's not counting the people we've saved.
The organization that she represents is really doing a lot for the animals in the Las Vegas area, and I know that you are very passionate about cuddly, furry friends.
Absolutely. And I'll speak up for the non-furry creatures, too, but I don't cuddle them quite as much.
I had a realization today. 5 years ago, I walked into a studio with one of my clients, representing them as a publicist. Mm-hmm. And I was here today hanging out with John PICANZI. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. And we were doing cutting a promo for this show that we're doing today. And I walked through here, and Sean Hannity, the political commentary guy, was sitting in this studio recording a show. And it was like an epiphany for me. You can walk into a small studio one day. I love America. This is what America is all about. Someone who had never so much as talked on a microphone today, at that time, 5 years ago, could walk into a studio, walk out that day with a show that only aired once a month, and then 5 years later be in the studio with one of the legends in broadcasting, Sean Hannity. So that's one of the reasons why I love this country, and we're caucusing today all over town, and so stay tuned. So John PICANZI, my buddy, is in the studio today. When you think of John PICANZI, you think of a true pioneering entrepreneur with an extensive background in business and investments. John believes in multiple streams of income and has been in the health and wellness sector for more than 4 years. He is retired from Southwest Airlines with a background in customer service, also a background in real estate for over 25 years. His hobby is music, and he has been a drummer for more than 35 years. Google says that drummers are the smartest people who play musical instruments, by the way. We're going to go in a little into that more during this interview. my blessing. He is looking forward to the new friendships and alliance with Las Vegas Health and Fitness Chamber of Commerce. He is a blue on the color code and likes helping people. He also works part-time at a 5-star resort in front services. He is a revenue share partner and nutritional advocate for YAVO International, healthy, affordable food and beverage company. Welcome to PR Connections and Business Edition, John.
Guy, I got $50 for you for that intro. Thank you very much.
Wow, boy, what else can I do? What can I do to get $100?
We'll work on that on the next show. I love it.
It's an extravaganza for John PICANZI today.
Absolutely. We're going to have fun tonight.
John and I met in a networking group called Team Referral Network. I guess it was almost a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, a year to, pretty much next month.
It's amazing how time flies, and John and I hit it off right away. We went to Starbucks one day. He introduced me to this nutritional product at that time that he was working with, and it brightened my day. And ever since, he and I have been spending a lot of time together. He's made some appearances on my television show and also at the Mixers, and he's involved with this organization that's doing some amazing things for the world. It's called YAVO, with healthy food. Will you talk a little bit about what YAVO represents?
Yeah, YAVO just got launched last May. Self-made billionaire Peter Castleman. He's a genius. He's a Harvard professor in economics, ran $250 million companies, 11 of them into $1 billion, and he's taken this to the world. There's a definite nutrient deficit with the food problem we have, the broken food system. They're finding a correlation to the foods we're eating and 80+ diseases. So it's a blessing. It's a godsend. It's something the world needs, and there's an opportunity involved with it too. So it's got some good potential right there for just business alone.
My first experiences with YAVO were me attending an opportunity meeting that you had, oh gosh, it was quite a while ago, and I really was fascinated by the whole concept of making the food healthier, because what I've been hearing for years, and it's really become pretty common knowledge, is that we're just not getting much nutrition out of the actual food that we eat. And that was what I liked about the concept of YAVO. Is I take dietary supplements. If the food was all nutritional, of high nutritional value, I wouldn't do that. And I like the fact that YAVO wants to make the food itself healthy enough so that that we can get all the nutrients we need. Yeah,
that's Mr. Castleman's vision, is bringing this to the world, getting the world healthy, touching 7 billion people. I mean, like you said, the food is nutritional. We just don't have that. I mean, people are getting sick. It's funny. I study numbers and the company, the numbers that they have, and I study different industries, and I see why the medical industry is a field to get into, because people are getting sick from eating the food. So the medical industry is, it's a place to be in coming out of college. So because people are getting sick.
John PICANZI is with YAVO. It is a revolutionary health and wellness company, and he's going to be talking about all the aspects of health and wellness related to this business over the next hour. We're going to take a short commercial break and return in a few minutes with more of PR Connections, the business edition. Oh, by the way, the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396. If you have any questions for John PICANZI with YAVO, he is a part of a revolutionary food company, and he would love to hear feedback from all of you over the course of the next hour. Are you feeling distressed because of a legal situation? Massey & Associates, attorney at law firm, is here to help you. Call them for representation in bankruptcy, probate matters, wills and trusts, debt negotiation, minor traffic tickets, business contracts, and more. Massey & Associates, listen to what you have to say and fight to bring you justice. Call 702-722-9906 or visit MasseyLawVegas.com. Also want to make a quick announcement about a course that I am teaching over at the College of Southern Nevada. They have an enrichment course schedule over there, and Don Lehner, the real estate mogul, who has been co-hosting the show with me the last couple of weeks. We were both talking about this last week, and I want to continue to remind you all about it. I think that this is a class that will help a lot of you out there. If you're small business owners and you're looking for ways to bring more exposure to your business through the media, and the title of the class is How to Bring Media Attention to Your Small Business. I'll be giving away a lot of valuable information that will give you a strong foundation in being able to present your business through the media. And I've gotten a lot of great feedback from businesses the last few classes that I've done, and I'm looking forward to presenting another one. You can get in contact with me if you'd like at 702-845-6129 if you'd like to get more details about how to register for that class. It's only $54, and I feel that it would give any business owner a good foundation in how to present their business more effectively in the media. I also have SHERYL Green as my co-host today. SHERYL, you got a question for John?
I do. I love this concept of starting with the food and not the supplements. I'm a huge believer that we wouldn't need all this medicine if our food actually contained the nutrients it was supposed to have.
You know, that's a great point. They bring that up too. It's actually going to put a dent into the nutritional supplements out there. The only reason why we take them is because there's no nutrition in our food, so we supplement with supplements. So, and the supplement industry is oversaturated, and there's nobody doing what Kdwn's doing with the food. It's they're going to have over 100 SKUs of food. We're in 4 different countries. We're going to 96 more, and these guys are genius. Mr. Castleman, Dave Brown will be coming up here in a couple minutes. You'll hear from him also. It's an amazing journey.
Is there any type of like fresh produce that Kdwn is making, or is it mostly already pre-made foods? What kind of stuff are you going to have?
Yes, we're not doing anything like that right now. We do have a bean product right now, frijoles, which you can make burritos, and they're delicious. And we're not really going through the produce, but we do advise you still, eat your fruits and vegetables. I mean, just keep on doing that. Just put one of these meals into your regimen. And at $2.50 delivered to your door, I mean, that's cheaper than going through a drive-thru and eating basically garbage.
It's the French word for it, I guess. Yes.
And then there's comfort foods. That is one of the things that stood out for me when I took a look at the opportunity, when I went to that meeting, is that when you think of healthy food, it's always something that doesn't taste good. And I think that's what pushes a lot of people away, is that they want to enjoy the foods that they like, but anything that ever tastes good generally isn't healthy for you. And I didn't find that with Kdwn.
Are there pastas? Do you have
there's
pasta?
actually a pasta sauce they're working on. Alfredo, they had that. We had a tasting on that. There's marinara too. So there's some great products coming down the pipeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have bean and cheese.
Well, not the cheese. The cheese was added, but we have the frijole beans, and it's got the 43 essential nutrients that the World Health Organization says we need, and actually the Food and Drug Administration too. And nobody's doing anything about it but Kdwn.
And I know that there's a nutritional value to eating Kdwn that is it's tremendous, because I've talked to you quite a bit about it and done some research into what Kdwn is all about. I think for me personally, it's more knowing that I'm putting good food into my body. I mean, I know there's the actual physical advantage of doing that, but I think there's also a psychological aspect of knowing that I'm taking care of myself. I'm actually putting good nutrition into my body when I eat things, because for me, I've kind of gotten to the point where I use supplements because I know that I'm basically eating for enjoyment. Most of the food that we have just has such low nutritional value that I know I'm just eating because I like to eat. I enjoy eating, but I don't think I'm necessarily getting a lot of good nutrition from the things that I'm eating.
Well, if you think about it, I love in a ridiculous way the fact that there's all of these like 0-calorie products out there. And it's like, why would you do that? You're supposed to eat 4 calories for nutrition, for energy. And here they're basically feeding you chemicals and air, I guess.
You hit it right on the head. I mean, it's not so much a calorie count, it's a nutrient count, and we're just not getting that. And I just want to bring up a stat. I mean, research again has found that our children will not live as long as we will. That's in WebMD. Some may not outlive their parents just from the food that we're eating. So it's critical that we get this information out to the world. And it's a vision that Mr. Castleman and Dave Brown have to get it out to the world, and it's just gonna change people's lives. And we have a wealth problem in the world too. I mean, 80% of Americans haven't got $2,000 in the bank. Our kids are graduating college with debt, coming out of school and finding no jobs, and they're finding lower paying jobs, and it's not even in their field. I mean, loan payments are as high as mortgage payments. So there's a real industrial paradigm shift that we're going through too right now, where we need to get and take some strain off the corporations and strain off the government, because everything is based on entitlements. We need to get back to ownership, and what a better purpose than giving this to the world and having ownership too. Revenue share partners.
And health and wellness is a $1 trillion industry. It is actually the industry of the 21st century. I read quite a few things about it being absolutely a business that there's going to be massive growth in over the next 100 years. And I feel that a company like Kdwn and companies that are similar to that are helping people to live longer and be healthier are on the cutting edge of where this country is going, along with the entrepreneurial aspect that you were talking about, which I feel we're making a shift back to the before the industrial days, when people own their own businesses, because most people did. A lot of people don't realize that. And up until around the 1800s, maybe the mid-1800s, most people were entrepreneurs.
You know, the rich understand how money works. I mean, Warren Buffett said, would he rather own over money? It's a business. I mean, he pays less taxes than his secretary. And the tax system is actually set up to benefit Americans and take on corporate tax advantages as he's a single person. But people just don't want to take a look at that. I mean, that's why people don't have money. They don't understand how money works. So this is the perfect paradigm, perfect combination. I mean, it addresses the health situation and the wealth situation in the world. So, I mean, the guy's a genius. That's it.
It's also really important to put yourself around people who do understand money. If you're someone out there who doesn't have an understanding of it, what most of the experts say, or most of the wealthy people say, is that if I forget who it was, if it was, there was someone a very wealthy person who they asked, what would be the first thing that you would do if you lost all the money that you have? And the guy says, it's just not coming to mind. You might know who that person is, John.
Yeah, it's to start up a network business, because it's the easiest startup. There's low level of entry. We've been up to the Las Vegas Investment Club. You remember?
I think it was Trump. I think it was Donald Trump that said that.
Right. I mean, we've been up to the Las Vegas Investment Club. You see what the investments are there: $5, $10, $15, $100,000, and the amount of risk, the inherent risk, is off the charts. I mean, where can you start a business up? $50 a month. It's all food. It's healthy food, and the level of risk, you're eating it. So where is the risk? There's, the only ceiling you have is the ceiling you put on yourself and how much money you want to make. So you can make $200-300 a month, or you can go out and make thousands. It's just according to what you want to do.
And you have to have the same commitment to running any type of a business. You truly have to run it as a business and not as a hobby. And I think that's sometimes where people struggle with direct marketing companies or what they call network marketing companies, is that it becomes a hobby. And you have to have the same philosophy that everyone else that's out there running a business has, is that I'm working, I'm building something. This is work for me. This is my future. And if you have that type of mentality along with a product that's so solid like this, and we know that, again, health and wellness is a booming industry. I mean, it's all over the place. You see these organic stores popping up. Stores like Whole Foods and Sprouts 20 years ago, they wouldn't have been nearly as popular as they are now. So the writing's all over the wall, and I think Kdwn is a part of the blazing the trail for this change in our country and our world.
It's funny how you call it Whole Foods. I call it a whole paycheck when you walk in there. But, I mean, this is affordable. I mean, $2.50. Get one of them in your system. There's actually a customer-based program where somebody could, you recommend a movie to somebody, and they like the movie. but the movie company doesn't pay. The theater doesn't pay anything. Now there's a program within this company too where customers will actually be able to get more food, or and they could actually look into the venture of the opportunity itself.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of food being shared with Yevo, and definitely this is a product that you need to try. I started out with a big bag of oatmeal, and I enjoyed it every day. Just opening up one of those pouches, I'd be on the run, put some water in there, eat, and then again, I feel like I'm getting my day off to a healthy start. I have very, very long days, 16 hours on a routine basis, and I always want to start my day in the right way. And so I appreciate a product like Yevo for getting me off to a good start.
We have a product coming out just next month. It's still being worked out at Harvard University. It's the Brain Shake. It's actually going to have more nutrients because our bodies just need the nutrients to the brain too. So.
John PICANZI is with Yevo, a revolutionary food company, and we're going to take a short commercial break and come back and talk with the president, I believe, of the company. Dave Brown will be calling in a few minutes. WN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you have any questions for John PICANZI and Dave Brown, who is the president of Yevo, who will be coming on in just a minute. Naturally Organic Healing Center offers the highest quality vitamins and herbs. Come in for classes in martial arts, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, meditation, and more. Call 702-433-3874 or visit naturallyorganiccenter.com. And I've been speaking with John PICANZI. He is with Yevo. It is a revolutionary company that is making the world a healthier place with good food. And so I was at a presentation actually where the president of Yevo was there. I guess it was a couple of months ago, huh, John?
Yeah, December. Dave Brown. I mean, I can go into a 10-minute introduction on
Are
this
you
guy.
looking for
I can go into a 10-minute introduction on this gentleman. I mean, he's out there in the trenches. I mean, he rolls up his sleeves. He's a very successful man. He's got an incredible heart. And can we get him on right now? Because I don't want to waste time because I want to get his information out, if that's
Absolutely.
possible.
Dave, welcome to the PR Connection Show.
Yes, I'm here. How are you guys doing tonight?
We are awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure. Glad I could be here.
And I was saying that I was at the presentation that you gave a couple of months ago, and you were talking a lot about the vision of Yevo and wanting to, how the company wants to change the world by making it a healthier place. Will you share a little bit about the whole concept of Yevo and what it is that you are wanting to do for the world?
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of companies and a lot of people say they'd like to change the world, and I think everybody has the ability to do so. Sometimes people don't know how to do it. We at Yevo decided to start at the very basics, and that is with the things that all 37 trillion cells in our body need every day. And those things are called essential nutrients, and so really focusing on what's essential. You know, the statistics are really overwhelming in terms of the health conditions and chronic diseases that are plaguing us. No matter how much we advance technologically, how much wealth we seem to acquire, we're not getting healthier. In fact, this generation of children is predicted to be the first generation that won't live as long as its parents, and that's just a tragedy. And it's all linked to what we're putting inside our bodies. So at Yevo, my partner Peter Castleman and I and all of our team, we decided that we were going to focus on what's essential. The science is clear. We need 43 essential nutrients every day. The science is also clear that nobody's getting it. And so we thought it would not only be a great business opportunity to fill that niche that no one is filling, but actually a great mission and crusade to take on big food, big pharma, all those who are making money off us getting sick with every bite that we eat. And so at Yevo, we provide 43 essential nutrients in the foods that we provide. There's a lot of noise out there about what we should do and how we should eat. I don't think there's a person on earth who doesn't think that they should eat better and do something for their families and for themselves, but they often don't know how to do it. So we basically have packed a PhD in nutrition in every bite and every package of food that we sell. And so that's what we're doing, and we're pretty excited about it.
And there's so much misinformation out there about food, and as you were talking about and I don't want to get into anyone specifically in the food industry. There are a lot of big names out there that I could say over the air people are beginning to question some of their methods in creating our food, and some of the side effects that you talked about earlier are this poor health, and people are going to actually be dying younger in the future as compared to what people are dying from now.
Well, I think that's really true. And I don't think it's a worldwide conspiracy. I think that companies give us what we say we want. And so over the past few decades, we decided that we wanted convenience and speed more than about anything. And so it used to be, I grew up on a ranch, and we drank milk straight from the cow. It wasn't pasteurized, wasn't anything. And we ate vegetables from our garden and all that, and worked hard out in clean, fresh air. But, if you put fresh milk in a refrigerator, it won't stay for 2 weeks. And sometimes people want that type of convenience. They want things that will stay good on the shelves for a long time. They want something they can just rip open and eat on the way. And so along the way, we sacrifice good health for convenience, for speed, and for taste. Because one thing these companies have really found out is that certain combinations of sugar, salt, and fat actually trigger certain brain chemistry in our brains to make us addicted to those things, and really have a craving for really what's essentially junk food and junk carbs and all these things. And so when some of these companies, and like you, I won't name names, but when they say about their potato chips, bet you can't eat just one, they mean it. They engineered it that way. And so that's what we're doing. We're saying, listen, we're going to go back to feeding you what nature intended you to have. What's really funny to me, at least, if you stop to think about it, is we buy a nice car, we put the right fuel in it, we vacuum it, we detail it, and we wouldn't dream of putting the wrong kind of fuel in it. And then we drive through a fast food drive-through and put a bunch of junk in ourselves. I wonder why our engines aren't running very well. And so we're trying to get back to the basics and putting it back into the control of people, and doing it so that they can focus on things that they need, good health, and also providing some money for their families at the same time.
Yeah, I think the education is critical, don't you, John? It's really about showing people that they have alternatives. It
is. I mean, David hits it right on. These guys are right on with everything they're saying. I mean, there's no preservatives, no chemicals, no GMO. We don't do that. It's all good stuff, no bad stuff in YEVO. So it's something that America and the world has to get into their bodies. This food.
And the same thing when it comes to the business, Dave, as you were talking about how there are opportunities within this company for someone who is an entrepreneur to make an income and be financially well, which is something that many people in our country and our world are also struggling with.
Well, absolutely. When my partner and I first thought about how we wanted to go to market, I have a strong background in retail. I've sold into all the major food, drug, and mass outlets out there and around the world. But we realized that with this story, we couldn't rely upon a Walmart clerk or a Costco clerk, no matter how great they might be, to really tell a customer why it's so important for them to get 43 essential nutrients in their lives every day. So we knew we needed to go directly to people. And we wanted to provide them a financial opportunity to do so. Instead of spending, like I have in the past, $100 million a year to, say, take this supplement or take this product, we thought, let's share that revenue with people directly. Because, they say if you don't have health, you don't have anything. Well, if you don't have money and you have good health, well, you have a lot of stress on you. That puts tons of stress on marriages and on families. So we said, let's go directly to people. Let's provide them with an opportunity to share it with others. It's not like network marketing. It's not like anything that anybody has ever seen before. This is simply about sharing your experience. If you like it, send your friends to the company. We'll give them a free sample. And if they like it, they can become customers, and then we'll pay you a referral fee, and we'll share that revenue with you. It's a completely different, unique, revolutionary business model, just like the products are revolutionary, but they all focus upon two really essential things: providing for your family in an essential health standpoint, and helping to increase the income so that you can provide for your family and those needs as well.
Dave Brown is the president of YEVO, a revolutionary food company. He and John PICANZI have been sharing with us some of the insight into what this company is doing to help the world in terms of making it a healthier place. And we're going to take a few minutes to honor our sponsors and return and speak with both Dave and John. See you in a few. We're back with more of PR Connections, the business edition at News Talk KDWN 720 AM. And I have been speaking with Dave Brown. He is the president of YEVO, a revolutionary food company, as well as my good friend John PICANZI. And John, I know you got a book over there that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, this company aligned themselves with a bestseller for Facebook, wrote the best-selling book on how to market strategically in Facebook. And this guy dropped everything he's doing. He took 60-plus companies to $1 million status. And for what the purpose that YEVO has, he's on board with us. Mr. Castleman, Mr. Brown took him on. Now he's teaching classes across the U.S. and on how to benefit and work. Because people think, well, I don't know anybody. Who am I going to market to? Well, Facebook's going to show you how to do that. I mean, you're going to have a stream of income coming from people you don't even know through Facebook. So these guys, again, are genius. And hey, my number out there, 702-480-1117. I'm giving 50 5-day one-serving smoothies away to the callers, 702-480-1117, or you can contact me at yevoworks@cox.net.
Yeah, this is the free food that I've been talking about all week and marketing John's appearance on the show. How often do people give you free food? Anybody give you any free food lately, Cheryl?
Nothing healthy. No.
Yeah, somebody always gives you some high fructose corn syrup
Yeah.
or something like that when they give you something
Or
for free.
baked goods, and I'm just as guilty because I'm always baking for people and making fudge.
Oh,
so,
yes. Yeah, she is a genius with fudge. We need to get a
do you make
YEVO
chocolates?
version of fudge,
Is there
don't we?
YEVO chocolates? That would be...
YEVO chocolate
Yeah.
smoothie.
No. I need like chocolate. Can you work on that?
You can. We're working on things. I'm
Okay.
sure that you could do something with a smoothie, make it into a chocolate treat or something too. So there's always people. There's actually a cookbook out there, and also people. You can go out there to YEVO testimonials on Facebook. You're going to find over 2,000 testimonials on people just taking care of business with their health.
And Dave, John's been talking to me about the rapid expansion of YEVO. He was telling me that you're starting to enter foreign markets, including China.
Well, we don't have China quite yet, although we are looking at that. Right now, what we've done so far is we've entered into Japan and Korea, where we have offices. We have an office in Mexico City, and we're also in Canada as well. So we're in 5 markets, the US, all of North America, Canada, U.S., and Mexico, and Japan and Korea. And, the one thing about this is no matter how old you are, what your gender is, what your race is, or whatever, everybody on the inside is the same. And we all need the same nutrients. And so, again, our mission is to spread the word and spread the health that comes from getting those nutrients wherever we go. And so we do look to expand and take this around the world. I can tell you this, we have people clamoring for us to go to China right now, but we want to make sure that we're ready to support them once we get there. And I can tell you that we're already doing a couple of studies as well. We've entered into a study that's actually ongoing right now with Tufts University, which is one of the world's foremost health and medical universities. And we have a Dr. Sue Roberts who's doing an obesity and satiety study. Satiety is feeling full. And, one of the problems that we have is we keep eating until we feel full. The magic about nutrients is that as soon as our brain says, I've got all these nutrients, I don't need to eat anymore, and people lose weight. And so I know that I believe the young lady's name was Sharon. We actually have, for that study, we've prepared a mud pie brownie that's not available for everybody yet, but I can probably hook you up.
Mud
Nice.
pie at that, not
good.
just a regular brownie, a mud pie brownie.
Sounds good.
It's pretty
We got you
chewy,
covered.
It's pretty chewy. In fact, I'm here in Los Angeles on business, and I just had one myself right before the show to keep me fueled up and ready to go. So, that's the thing. It's 43 essential nutrients. Nutrients are kind of like most things that are good for you. in their natural state, they don't taste very good. And so it takes a lot of magic, so to speak, and as much art as science. And Chip Marsland, our chief innovation officer, has just a world of experience, and he's able to mask the flavors of these things that are really good for you, all these essential nutrients, amino acids, omega-3s, and all those type of things that really are kind of nasty by themselves and make them taste good. And so whether it's a chocolate smoothie, or whether it's granola or oatmeal or other things that we're currently offering, as well as all of these things that we will be offering in the future, every single one of them will deliver the YAVO promise that in every single bite you'll get 43 essential nutrients, and then your body will do with it what it needs. It might be a little bit different for you than it is for me, but it will utilize it 100% effectively, and then there's a business opportunity along with it. And we think it's just a wonderful combination that nobody's really ever seen before.
What kind of feedback, John, are you getting from people who are eating YAVO regularly?
I'm getting amazing feedback. I got somebody I just signed up as a customer, and I told him a little bit what we're doing also. He goes, well, I want to be a revenue share partner. I'm in. And so he didn't even want the samples. I signed him up. His name is Ron. I think he's out there listening right now. And he told me something that was pretty amazing. He said, what most millionaires in North America have in common is they have 7 streams of income. And these days with, the problem that middle class is shrinking, it gives people the opportunity to put some money in the bank and keep themselves healthy while they're putting the money in the bank.
Keep yourself healthy while you're putting money in the bank. Boy, that's what that encompasses all that the PR Connection show is about. Having wellness in all aspects of your life. One of the good things about this revenue share concept that I see from YAVO is that it kind of allows the average person, Dave, to have an opportunity to receive residual income and become wealthy.
Well, absolutely. And that's, residual income is like Bigfoot. It's been talked about a lot, but hardly anybody ever sees it.
I think that's
nobody
funny.
really knows whether it's true or not. And so, we really, to tell you the truth, we started out and thought that traditional network marketing would be the way to do it. But over the course of the past year and a half, since we've been in, actually just about a year, we thought, you know what? Not enough people are succeeding. We don't think the model is right. And so we, if you look at our package of products, it'll say 43 essential nutrients and no bad stuff. And I can say the same thing about our social networking. It's like all the good things about network marketing, taking advantage of people's relationships. I shouldn't say taking advantage, but utilizing their relationships and their feelings of trust and community with each other without the bad stuff, without having huge buy-ins and requirements to go to meetings and all this kind of stuff. The only thing that we really think that people are going to want to do is they're going to want to try the product when they see a great experience, that they're losing weight, they're feeling better, that their doctor's asking them what they're doing, they're going to say, man, this is awesome, and they're going to want to share it with people. It makes it really easy to share because they can get free samples. And at that point, people sign up and say, hey, I want some more product. And at the same time, you're making money by just sharing and doing something that comes very naturally. And so that does become a true residual income where a company is paying you. I don't know about you. I haven't gotten paid by United Artists for recommending that somebody go see a movie or by a restaurant when I referred somebody to that restaurant, even though those people might go time after time. And that's what we decided to do, make it easy for people and then reward them for sharing their experience about us.
And I think that when people start eating healthy food consistently, that it's something that they're going to do. I mean, when you're getting good nutrition in your body, it's not something that you're going to throw away and go back to McDonald's. And, well, we're near the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming on, Dave. And, John, will you share your contact information for the listeners if anyone wants to reach out to you?
Absolutely. My number is 702-480-1117, 702-480-1117. I got 50 free samples to give away. Dave, I want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank you for the opportunity and what you're doing for the world. It's just an incredible thing you guys are doing, and I'm an ambassador to the company, and thank you again.
And thank you for stopping by, SHERYL Green.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
And thank all of you for listening to this week's edition of PR Connections, the business edition, and continue to follow us on Facebook and visit the website, classycommunications.net. Happy caucusing. Take care.